What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing. We're going to continue with the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series with an outstanding featherweight, lightweight, and junior welterweight champion, the Scotch Wop, Johnny Dundee. Let's take a look at his magnificent career. Now, in this edition of the Greatest Fighters of All Time series, it gives us an opportunity to take a look at the Scotch Wop, Johnny Dundee. So let's take a look at his profile. Johnny Dundee, who was better known as the Scotch Wop in his heyday, he was managed by Scotty Martis, hence the name, was born on November 22nd, 1893, at Chiaia, Italy. Johnny Dundee started his professional career in New York, in the city, in 1910, where he battled industriously throughout his brilliant career, ending in Havana, Cuba, February 28, 1931. Johnny Dundee won the world featherweight title from Eugene Crick in 15 rounds at the Polo Ground on July 26, 1923. Re-announced the title when he outgrew the 126-pound class and won the junior lightweight title at 130 pounds from Jack Bernstein in the old Madison Square Garden on December 17, 1923. Johnny Dundee is still alive and enjoying the best of his health, frequently at Stillman's Gym, and can be seen through most of the fighters around New York. Now let's look back and take a look at Johnny Dundee's career. Now, as we can see, Johnny Dundee, in a minute, we're going to look at his fight career, but look how many times he fought Charlie White. Fought Charlie White 7 times. They split a victory, but 5 out of that 7 were no decisions and 1 draw. But Charlie White was an outstanding fighter. We're going to take a look at his profile in times to come. But this says it all about Johnny Dundee. I have him ranked number 10 in my all-time fighters list. Benny Leonard, number 9. Tony Canzoneri, I have number 7. Archie Moore, number 6. Ali, number 5. Henry Armstrong, number 4. Sugar Ray Robinson, number 3. Harry Greb, number 2. And Sam Langford, I have number 1. This is Johnny Dundee's career. This is unbelievable. Amazing. Fought majority of the times out of New York. Here we are in 1912. And I'm just going to scan these names. Too many names to mention. I just point out a few. April 30th, Charlie White. Now, he fought Charlie White 7 times, as we saw. But Charlie White was an outstanding fighter. He fought Benny Leonard, Lou Tendler, among them. Eddie O'Keefe, outstanding fighter. Very, very good fighter. Kid Julian. Amazing. These fighters that we're looking at, outstanding. Pal Moore, very, very good fighter. Fought him October 11th. Matt Block, another good fighter. If you stick with my series long enough, you'll learn about most of the fighters you see in here. 1913, January 11th, Willie Jones in New York, no decision 10. Did it again January 22nd in Brooklyn, New York, no decision 10. Tommy Dixon. Charlie White again. Johnny Griffin, December 15th. Now he fought Freddie Welch. Freddie Welch, outstanding champion. 1914, January 1st in New Orleans, no decision 10. Young Shuri, another one. January 23rd, no decision 10. I mean, these are outstanding fighters we're looking at here. Young Kansas. Another good fighter. Powell Moore. Eddie Moy. Mexican Joe Rivers. December 8th. He won in 20 rounds, Los Angeles. Joe Rivers was an outstanding fighter. November 15th, Benny Leonard. March 2nd, New York City. May 3rd, Rocky, Kansas. Put him in Buffalo, no decision. Willie Ritchie, another champion, October 26th, New York City. No decision, 10 rounds. Joe Rivers again, Milwaukee, 10 rounds, no decision. Phil Bloom fought him twice, November and December. No decision. Matt Wells. These are very, very popular fighters at that time. 1916. Stanley Gohan, another good one. Wow. Benny Leonard again. March 8th. Phil Bloom. April 11th. Matt Wells. May 16th. Johnny O'Leary. Amazing. 1917. Willie Jackson. January 15th. March 5th, he fought Terry McGovern, Philadelphia. Had his times with Joe Gans. Lou Tendler, outstanding southpaw. March 26th. Been in there with Benny Leonard and other greats. Rocky, Kansas, May 29th. Phenomenal, phenomenal. And this goes on and on and on. And he fought like once a week his entire career. And these are just notable names. Benny Leonard. You're going to see these names all the time in his career. Benny Leonard. Willie Jackson. Willie Jackson was an outstanding fighter as well. Fought him several times. 1920. Just going down the line here, 1921. The amount of Hall of Famers that's in his record is unbelievable. Young Jack Sharkey, New York, July 8th. 15 rounds. He defeated him. Pepper Martin, another good one. August 28th, 15 rounds. Referee stopped the bout. Every time I look at Johnny Dundee's record, it just amazes me when I watch fights today. Eugene Creek. We're going to take a look at that fight. We're going to study that fight. I can't study all of these guys' fights with him, but I just choose Eugene Creek. We'll look at him for now. 1927, October 24th, Tony Canzoneri lost 15 rounds. We'll take a look at Tony Canzoneri as well. Why not? Al Foreman. Wow. All right, let's take a look at these two fighters. Tony Canzoneri and Eugene Creek. Okay, a fight classic. The greatest fight in Johnny Dundee's life. The night he won the featherweight crown was an epic in skill. This is with Johnny Dundee faced Eugene Creek. He took the featherweight championship from him. It was an amazing fight. Now, Johnny Dundee, he had a skill that was early for his time. He used to ride the ropes. At that time, they had 3 ropes, 3 strands. At first, they only had 2 strands. And as time went by, they developed an additional strand because fighters kept falling through the ropes. But Johnny Dundee knew how to hook his knees, the back of his knees and the back of his neck, and hold his back straight. And he would just ride the ropes. And time your foot, because most of the time your front foot comes in and you throw the punch with the either the same hand or the opposite hand, so he would time it. by bouncing off the ropes, sliding from side to side, bobbing and weaving. Let's take a better look at that fight. All right, so we're moving to one of my Police Gazette scrapbooks. I have 25 of those. And here, you have Johnny Dundee to your right, shaking the hands of Eugene Creek. You can see how Johnny Dundee is dipping all the way low. He drops Eugene Creek. Beautiful illustrations of this fight. Johnny Dundee wins the title. Johnny Dundee wins the featherweight crown from Eugene Creek. That's how I pronounce his name. And Dundee, he shreds Eugene Creek to ribbons. It was a bloody fight. Masters gallant Frenchman in 15 rounds by great display of boxing and hitting. Gains life's ambition after 10 years. Dundee been fighting 10 years before getting that crack. Dundee, as unusual, was amazing. Incredible. First, he accomplished the astonishing feat of reducing from 147 to 124 and a quarter pounds in about a month. Now, this is what Henry Armstrong did. But Armstrong went from 147, from 126 to 147 and back down to 133 and a half. Johnny's uncovers a punch. To many persons, the outstanding features of Dundee's victory was his display of punching power. It was no surprise to the writers, however. Wow. Phenomenal. This is how Johnny Dundee looked. I have a double spread sheet of this exact photo. I'm just searching for a specific article. Creek on the ropes. So what it's basically saying here is Eugene Creek didn't have an answer for Johnny Dundee, because Johnny Dundee was hooking him with both hands, slipping, bobbing, and weaving the entire fight. The Frenchman's best round. The fifth was Creek's best round. Dundee decided to rest. And Creek basically went to work a little bit. Jawed Dundee badly. In the sixth, Dundee opened up again. A left and a right to the jaw, jawed the Frenchman, who was steamingly bloody from his wide open mouth. Time after time, Dundee's flying left hooks caught him to the sides of the head. He began to clinch, became so dazed as he landed a right below the belt. Dundee began the seventh by hooking 4 lefts to the head. He was a fast punching fighter. Outstanding fighter. Great fight. Great historical fight. Salute to Johnny Dundee. Amazing fighter. Let's take a look a little bit about let's take a look at another fighter. Tony Canzoneri. All right, Tony Canzoneri, born November 6, 1908, Slidell, Louisiana, Italian-American. He was 5 foot 4 inches. He weighed 135 pounds and was managed by Sammy Goldman. He was one of the greatest lightweights of all time. He started his boxing career as an amateur when he weighed only 95 pounds. Canzoneri moved to Brooklyn at his early age. He fought in the flyweight, bantamweight divisions and won a New York State amateur bantamweight crown in 1924. He held 8 titles, including his amateur championship. As a professional, he was featherweight, junior welterweight, and twice holder of the lightweight crowns. He fought Bud Taylor for the bantamweight title and earned a draw in 10 ferocious rounds. Canzoneri started title grabbing in 1928. He beat Benny Bass for the featherweight crown. Following an elimination after Johnny Dundee's retirement, Lou Kaplan, he won the 20 by knocking out Danny Kramer. Kaplan outgrew the class. Benny Bass won the Philadelphia 20, and Red Chapman won in New England. Bass beat Chapman. Canzoneri's New York representative beat Bass in 15 rounds. On February 10th, Canzoneri lost the title to Andre Routers. He's a very good fighter. On September 28th, 1928, 15 rounds. Canzoneri knocked out Al Singer in 1 round. November 14th, 1930, to win the world lightweight crown. He lost it to Bonnie Ross in Chicago, June 23rd, 1933. Bonnie Ross was an outstanding fighter. Amazing fighter. Bonnie Ross eventually lost his welterweight crown to Henry Armstrong, my number 4 rated fighter. With an achievement of Ross to the welterweight division, Canzoneri earned the tournament 15 rounds to regain lightweight laurels. Ambers turned tables on Tony, winning the championship and return engagement September 3rd, 1936. 15-round decision in New York. As a junior welterweight in 1931, Tony beat Jackie Kid Bird, another outstanding fighter, for the title. Tony lost it to Johnny Jadek, another good one, after which the class was eliminated from boxing. Canzoneri re-won the junior welterweight title in 1933 and lost the world lightweight championship crown to Bonnie Ross September of that year. Canzoneri retired in 1939 after being knocked out by Al Bummy Davis, that's what they called him, in 3 rounds on November 1st, and began an actor. In 1955, he opened a restaurant on Broadway and 51st Street. In 1956, he was elected to the Boxing Hall of Fame, died December 9th, 1959. So 3 years after he was entered to the Hall of Fame is when he passed away. Salute to Tony Canzoneri and Johnny Dundee. Great fighters. Let me just peek through Canzoneri's record real quick. Began in 1925 as a professional. Look how many fights he had in his first year as a professional. Bushy Graham, really, really good fighter. December 17th, 1926, 10-round victory over Billy Graham in New York. 1927, Johnny Green, another good fighter. Bud Taylor, outstanding fighter. Bud Taylor will become champion. March 26, 10-round draw. Harold Smith, another good fighter. April 18th, New York, 10-round draw. Eddie Anderson, Joe Lynch, fought Bud Taylor again. Joe Rivers, Kansas City. Wow. December 30th, fought Bud Taylor, New York. He defeated him for the vacant NBA title. September 28th, Andre Ratas. That's when he lost. January 13th, Georgie Nickford, New York City, 4-round KO. This is 1926. January 21st, Kid Rash, New York City. He defeated him in 4 rounds. January 26th, Mickey Lewis, New York City. Defeated him in 4 rounds. Bobby Wargas, good fighter. Very good fighter. Took a second, but yeah, Bobby Wargas. I have him in my profile as well. We take some mental notes. I'll go through his career as well. Sammy Nabel, another good fighter, got him as well. Archie Bell. Archie Bell is he was a good fighter. Good fighter. I have him as well. I'll be going through a lot of these fighters. I'll do them like 4 at a time. You just got to basically be a real fight fan to appreciate some of these guys. 1927, Joe Ryder. Johnny Green, California Joe Lynch. Bud Taylor. Johnny Dundee, October 24th, New York City, 15. 1928, Pete Nabel was a really, really good fighter. He, trying to compare him to, he was like an Arturo Gatti. Good example. Like a Bat Ballanino, like one of those type of guys. January 30th, 10-round draw. February 10th, Benny Bass, New York City. Defeated him in 15 rounds. Vic Foley, another one. June 13th, Montreal, Canada. Defeated him in 10. Bobby Garcia. Very nice fighter. August 28th. First round KO. Bobby Garcia and Victor Valley, they used to hang around a lot. Victor Valley was an outstanding fighter in his day. He fought Pancho Villa. He wound up training Jerry Cooney later in his career. Jerry Cooney, when Jerry Cooney turned professional. He trained Glenwood, the real Beast Brown as well. Victor Valley. September 28th, Andre Ratus, New York City, 15-round loss. We went through this already. Just scroll down. 1930, Jack Kid Bird. That's when he won the junior welterweight title, knocking out Bird. Actually, that's not when he won the welterweight title. He knocked him out in the first round to win that title. Al Singer. Al Singer, that's what I'm referring to. November 14th, New York City, first round knockout, won the world lightweight title and the junior welterweight title from Jackie Kid Bird. There you go. 1931, Johnny Farr, another good one. Have his profile as well. Sammy Fuller, have his as well. I remember Sammy Fuller. He fought young Peter Jackson on the undercard of James Braddock when he fought Corn Griffin. And the main event was Max Baer and can't think of his name. But that was a good card. A really good card. See, I have the reel-to-reels to those fights. I have 35 reel-to-reels. And it shows you the entire card. Not just the one fight. It shows you like 6 fights. Kid Chocolate, November 20th, New York City, 15 rounds for the junior welterweight title and a lightweight crown. Max Baer fought Primo Cornell on that card. That was the main event. Johnny Jeddick, good fighter, lost junior welterweight title. Battling Gizzy, real good fighter. All right, so salute to Tony Canzoneri. Salute to Johnny Dundee, great fighters. I'll just show you a little bit more Tony Canzoneri. This is when he fought Jim McLaurin, May 8th, 36, Madison Square Garden. And this is Madison Square Garden program. 35-36. He regained the lightweight championship. Phenomenal fighter, Tony Canzoneri. He regained the lightweight title from Lou Ambers, Madison Square Garden, May 10th, 1935. He tried to regain the welterweight title. Barney Ross. Actually, I think they fought for the junior welterweight. He knocked out Al Singer in one round. Kid Bird, junior welterweight. Kid Chocolate, Billy Patrol. Billy Patrol was a body snatcher. He defeated Benny Bass for the featherweight title February 10th, 1928, and lost it the same year to Andre Ratus. Hellboy Taylor to a draw for the bantamweight crown. Knocked out Jack Kid Bird for the junior welterweight title. These are his notable fights. Tony Canzoneri, world lightweight champion, ex-world featherweight champion. Tony Canzoneri was lightweight. Tony Canzoneri, Sammy Mandel on the scale. Tony Canzoneri and Andy Need. This fighter here, terrific fighter, Filipino fighter. Canzoneri and Johnny Dundee. All right, salute to Tony Canzoneri. And salute to Johnny Dundee. The Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff series.